all live. She's telling me as I will learn Mars. Got it. Then what is this? Good evening, members. I'm very sorry. I've not been having some time to fix our training, but I think today I have some time. So we are going to have the last session on our program of the CMS software training. And if I recall very well, we're somewhere whereby we're supposed to let me check the getting started, the schedule, so that today you should be able to finish. So you were able to work on this, working with plugins. So let me talk about users and user profile quickly. So I'm gonna open my tutor one, .novaedges.com. So this is the website that we have been using for the demonstration purposes. And of course, I'm going to log in such that maybe I can add another user, maybe a user called Okilia Anthon, a user called Nsamana Innocent, user called Winfred, Guilo, then there was Joseph and others. So depending on what you do. So now, as usual, we will first log into WordPress by pressing /wp-admin. Then you press enter. Of course, you need to be an administrator for you to log into the WordPress to add users. So my username is tutor1, and of course I'm using the password called Uganda at 12. That's the password for this tutorial. So then from there I'll click login. So once I log in, of course I'll be exposed to the dashboard, and I believe we have fully customized and made tours on how the dashboard looks like, the contents of the dashboard and whatsoever. So I'll straight go to users. So I can click users. So it will give me an overview of a list that shows users. Yeah, you can imagine we had already covered this, because I'm seeing there a user called Winfred and the email address and the lore. I remember on our second session, that's when I added Winfred. So I can still go ahead and add other users. You click add users. So when you click add users, you should be able to put the username. Like let's say Joseph. J Mutabazi. That's a username. Then maybe the email could be jmutabazi@novaedges.com. Then first name, put it as Joseph Mutabazi. Then this one is not compulsory, but here you need to set up the username, the password. You can put the password as this, and because it is showing us that the password is weak, I may add something to make it strong, but for purposes of the training, let me use a weak password. But make sure when you are working on a productive store site or on a production server, you use strong password. That is actually something very encouraged. So let me click here, but I don't advise you to do what I've done. Then after, this role is a subscriber. So meaning I can have a contributor, an author, an editor, and administrator. So these are different roles of the WordPress system, whereby you can assign a certain user to be an admin. You can be an editor. The other person can be an author. The other person can be a contributor or a subscriber. Let us first give this user a subscriber role. Then after, we are going to test what does a subscriber role do, so that we get to understand how to deal with the user roles and how we can even maneuver with them. So, for instance, I can log in. Using Jem Tawazi, and I put the password that I put, Uganda 12. I can show it here. You can see it, then I'm able to log in. So while I log in, it should also expose me to the dashboard for Jem Towers. First and foremost, I usually disable this whenever it's a new user, and I save before I do anything on the user profile. So this is the user profile. It has the admin color. You can change so that it changes. Then I think that's all. This information, you can put it in, maybe if you want to broadcast yourself on Google, that maybe in case someone goes to Google and they type something like this, they're able to see you having different, like now this one is showing my details from this website, and I can see this one. So it depends. Now you see on how, and when you click here, maybe it is picking something that is on that site. So it depends. You can really see that Google search engine optimization will index the details that you put here on your biography information. Well, you can also go ahead and put your profile picture, but it serves nothing. So account management, once you're a user, you're able to reset your password and put any password that you want. I think that's all this user can do. If you say corrupt, it's just corrupting this and left navigation panel. Nothing else it does. If you go to dashboard, you'll see the dashboard, but of course, to show you the activity of what even other users did on the system. Then by default, of course, WordPress will show you the global WordPress events, and usually like for us in Uganda, so it shows us the WordCamp or WordPress meetup events. Like I've occasionally attended WordCamp events in Uganda, both in Entebbe, Kampala, and once in Jinja. I've ever also attended one in Mbarara. I remember Joseph attended one in Kampala. I was with him like 2018, way back. So these are the events whereby you can always visit. Once you log in, you'll be able to see an event coming close to you. Actually, let me hope Nova Cloud should be able to host events, maybe in Xolo about the WordCamp. These events are usually sponsored by WordPress, Automatic, Google, and sometimes even Facebook. You get sponsor, they sponsor you, they sponsor the event, they sponsor lunch, breakfast, and ABCD for the users. Okay, you're able to see the comments, if you remember the comments from posts, and what of you. So now literally this user does nothing. The only thing they can log in and see the dashboard. But however, we should be able, this user account, if me, the admin, I go back and maybe select, I can change this user role to contributor, and I change. So if I change, now the user role of Joseph will change from subscriber to contributor. Then that means if I go the other side and refresh, if I refresh in Joseph here, and I click refresh, it should be able to show me some changes. You can see that a contributor can contribute stories from field. In case this is a radio station, this person can write stories. So these stories will appear, and they are going to appear in form of posts. Let me add something here. So now these posts, someone can add a post here and say this is maybe okay, something like add a title. I can say the title is maybe Hello World, and I say this is my first post with Nova Ages. Okay, so now I can publish this site and submit for review. So this user, usually like in media places, like let's say NBS, NTV, the interns will collect news, publish them, but they have to submit for review. So meaning it can't go live. It can't appear on our posts here. If I refresh, it may not appear because it has to first pass through review. So how does the review come? The review is an admin who does it. Like for instance, me, I'm an admin here. I'll go to posts. So once I go to post, I'll first read, preview what Joseph is currently editing. I can edit it and take over the post. Then I can push it. So once I push it, it will appear online. Like for instance, I will say take over because Joseph was already working on it. Then I can publish this post on behalf of Joseph. So that's how it happens. The interns goes to the field, collect data. Once they collect data, the chief editor will edit and publish on behalf of the intern. So once the post goes live, it will go live as the intern because the intern is the one that collected information or data. So if I go back here to the post and I refresh, the post should be able to appear as Hello World. This is the first post with Nova Crowd Ages. So if I click it, I should be able to see that this post was made by Joseph Tabazi. Okay, then the other thing is that is the contributor side as a role. So how about what else can he do? He can comment on some of the posts. Like for instance, this post, he is able to comment. Okay, so but like I told you, comments are not all that good. So he is able to see tools in the tools menu. So, but of course, you see in the tools menu, he has nothing that he can do on the dashboard. Okay, I can see Winifred is online. Welcome, madam. So now, then the other thing is, I would like to also change the user role of Joseph to something like, I want to change the user role from contributor, maybe to author, then you see the difference. So you first highlight the user, change role to author, which after author, we shall go to editor, then admin. Then I'll be able to get done with this user thing. So once I scroll down, I'm seeing now Joseph is an author, and I'm able to, I can go to Joseph's side here. On Joseph's side, I should be able to really get the, if I refresh, I should observe something different. Okay, so I'm seeing Joseph can upload media, so he is able to access the media library. Whenever we upload pictures, images, files, Joseph is able to access those files as an author. And of course, he can post and can add new posts, can also do comments. I don't know whether Joseph has access to tools. No, he doesn't have access to tools. So that is for author. While we go to change the permission from author to editor, what does it change on the side of Joseph after changing the user role to editor? So I'll go to Joseph's side this time and refresh, and we see the difference. There's no big difference usually. So, but I can see the posts, the media. Now, this editor can create pages and edit pages. And you can see that he can create pages, edit pages. So this user role as an editor, he has some good privileges compared to the author. The author can write posts and what media and whatever, but he cannot create pages. So you might have access to a system, but you are not able to create the pages. So can the editor see the tools? No. Okay. So now I should go back and now make Joseph an admin. Of course, an admin will be the super admin. You are the superhero. You are the admin. And if Joseph logs in and refreshes, he should be able to see all privileges of the system. I don't need to explain them because we have at least passed through all of them. The tools, you can see the tools of the system, import, export, site health. So this is the super admin of the system. He's able to administer the system. He can now also add users this time. As an admin, he has control. He can even remove the default admin because he's a superhero, a professor this time. Okay. So I think I've talked much about the users. So let me go here and see what else. So this one is done. Configuring settings. This is me now, 23rd. It was yesterday, I was busy. So the settings, usually you go to settings as you hear it. It has other sublinks. You see, you can set this site title, the universe company. Maybe I can change it to limited. You can see when you go to tutor 1, and this is the word. Now I want to change limited, and this limited, I can save. So once I save and I go to the website itself and I refresh, I should be able to see a difference here. The word limited will appear. 2, this is a caution, please, a caution, a serious caution. Never should you edit this. Once you edit it, you'll lose access. Let me show you. If I put maybe OLP and maybe I'm wisecking to make things work, you're going to see. Never should you change those 2 rings. You lose access, and I myself, I cannot assist you. Even the hosting person cannot assist you. You will die. Actually, you might lose a website in case you don't have a proper system admin knowledge to do this. So please let us avoid that. So let me go and look for our website and bring it back, because this is a database issue whereby sometimes you might have a website and you don't have the database. So those two links that I'm going to show you again, never should you touch them. Not everyone has access to the database, because a database is something very, very, very crucial. See tutor one. So because I understand these table structures, you see what we put, OLP? This is the one that has brought problems. So it's just a matter of putting the right domain. So it changes. So I can also do the same, and I say, I can run it as a code, and I say, update WP option is set the option value to this, where WP options has the option ID equaling to 1. So for us, we are going to deal with 2. So I go to SQL, and I can add this. And instead of that, I say 2. And I can run this code. And I click go. So it has already worked on it. So meaning if I click here, even the second one is okay. It is here. It is, we are now very okay. So it's just a matter of coming here, and we go back to our Nova Edges. I press enter. I'll bring the site back. It has to come back. But remember, I was giving you a warning on how to avoid editing such links, because man, you suffer locally. We're on settings under general. So never should you edit this again. I think Anthony have said, once you edit, you lose connection properly and you suffer. Well, you may change this, but this is an admin email. This one is used whenever an administrator loses password. You lose password, and after losing password, you are able to do what? To reset password. So usually that reset password helps you to regain access to the system. Like let's say, if I don't know, if I say my username is this, and I put the password, even if the password is correct, but the username is not correct, and I log in, the system will say, to shake the head, like you've seen. But you can say lost password. You can either put your username or the email address. So like now, if I put the email address and I say it's mail@novaedges.com and I get the password, it will send an email to Nova Edges, and this email we should be able to find that email on our mail server, saying that there is a password reset that is required on your account. And of course, that password reset, it requires your attention. So it might either be you who is requesting or some hacker. So don't always say proceed or verify. You verify, people will log in on your behalf when you are not even aware. So let us try all means to avoid such mails that are prompting you to change the passwords. So I don't want to go to the email because it might consume much of the time, but I'm sure it works. It sends a password reset. So that password reset, once you receive it, of course, you should be able to do a reset for your password. Okay, so let me proceed to something else. This session today, it will be something very small. So the new user role by default, please, you see here, I'm sorry, but I happened to hack the website of University of Nairobi. That was 2019, because they had activated this. And when they activated this, their system admin was like that. So I happened to log in, and when I logged in, I went to the website, like the way I can type tutor1.novaedges.com. So if I go and say /WP admin, I can now, I'm a professor now. I can click register. And if I register, I can put my username as this. Then I put the email address, mine. This time around, I'm not part of Novama, I'm registering as any other person. I put that email. So I'll click register. Of course, the system will send an email here. And once an email goes, we should be able to find, let me log in using that email. We should be able to find the link. If that password is correct, I'm not sure. Don't tell me to click show password. This is very dangerous. We are studying this, but at the same time studying cybersecurity tips. The word show password when you are on a Zoom call is something very dangerous. So, okay, I'm seeing an email here. It's not the one. Okay, it's not the one. It's not the one. Sometimes it goes to the spam mail. It's not the one. So meaning there's something that needs to be done on that system for it to create the account. It's not there. I think that's why, okay. But let me show you something about it. If I go to the users here, I'll find that user there already. NCMoodle, like you are seeing, and he's an admin. You get? He's already an admin, but in case the emails were going, he would have received a password setting link. So like now let's create a simple password for this user. And just click set password. And maybe let me use that one, it is okay. And I save to use that one. So if I go back the other side, have you seen me assigning anywhere Manya is an admin or what? No, it was already there. So if I go to WP admin, yeah, I can now log in using the username plus the other password that the system gave me, the hard one. I can log in as Nixon, and it is an admin account. So, yeah, he's an admin. He can finish you. You understand? So that setting is something very, very, very risky. So that's why whenever you have a system, you should be in a position to always check. You should always check who are the users that you have. You do user or system audit check to see the users that you have on the system. Okay? And once you find other users that you are not familiar with, just delete. How to delete the account? You either hover there and delete. Like now you either select here, multiple users. Like here, so go to bulk actions and click delete. That user will be deleted. And here it will ask you if NCMoodle or Winfred did anything on the system. Do you want to delete that content or you want to leave it? So if that user you were not knowing them, you delete all that content because they might have put hacked information on your website. So delete that content. But if it is someone, maybe Okidia has been working with Nova and maybe has moved to another company, so he's no longer part of us. He might have created content. So you do attribute all content, and their content you give them to either Mtabaz or Tutor1, and you confirm the deletion. So the system will copy all the users those people have done and give them to Mtabaz. Okay. Then I think I'm done with that. We're still on configuring the settings. So I've shown you not to do things. One is to make this one, make sure it's not activated. And here, put it as a subscriber, because a subscriber does nothing. It's a security measure. The reason as to why, of course, they put this, there might be scenarios where you want whoever wants to log in to be an admin. You get? And there are specific scenarios whereby maybe that website is accessed as an intranet internally in an organization. When you are outside the organization, you can't even see it. It can't load because it is filtered on the file as an intranet. So don't say that these people are fools who put this. There is always a reason and scenarios about it. Yeah. From the beginning, I told you WordPress is being developed by community, including you and me. You can change something. So, like for instance, this one is in English. And you can change to any language that you are familiar with. I know Winfred likes designing things and, you know, those things. Maybe she's from Espanol. So you can change everything to any language that you want. But if you don't, I advise you also not to touch that thing because you might fail to log in. You understand? Because now you see this, I can't read this. This one means dashboard. Eh? I don't know what this one means. These are posts. These are media. These are pages. These are comments. This is appearance. Plugins, users. And this is in a language called Espanol. So those ones, you can do whatever that you want on the system. Are you seeing the word update? That one is the word called update. So it depends. So please don't touch most of the things. The time zone, you know, we are in East African time, but by default, it automatically sees your network. This is the best, well, I'm not teaching English here, but when you're writing dates, this is the official way to write dates. May 24th, 2023. So they start with a month, date, and yeah. Of course, there are people, rigid countries where you find that they have their formats. You can either use this or you can use that. So depending on what you are doing, you are able to proceed with your settings. There's also even time whereby we have this, the 24-hour clock. Then you can also have your custom time, but it's better to leave them in defaults. Then we also have where a week starts on Monday, or you can say some countries, they say a week starts on Sunday. Like here in Uganda, you find that the week is starting on a Sunday. So after, you should always save your changes. So that was on a journal. Then if you go to writing, this is also something that is very serious. You can create different categories. I remember I had created education, sports. If it is a news website, you can, even if it is any other website, so long as you have postings on it, you can say education is my default category. So that when you are creating posts, even if you forget to select which category you are putting it, it will automatically see education as the default category. Then there is also default post format whereby you can use, by default it is standard, you can use it as side, chat, gallery, but this one usually is for these media websites. Like let's say if you want to make something for kfm.com, these are the things that you need to integrate. So post via email. So you can do WordPress posting by email. So you need to first do a secret mail account that uses POP3. Point of POP. It's a protocol. Point of office protocol version 3 that you can use to always access your emails. So any email received at this address will be posted. So it's a good idea to keep this address very secret. Here are some random strings that you can use. So what do they mean here? You can create a mail server. Maybe you can have mail.novaedges.com. And it is using maybe port 443. These are secure, it might be using 993. These are mail ports. Then you can have a login name that is created on the Nova mail server. But by that login name, like let's say you can have these strings. These are strings that they are advising us to use. So instead of login, I say it can be that, but it is not also always good to use what they have given you. It might be one of the ways to attack you. So instead you say this Nova, you can add another one, Nova user. Then you add, you complete it and say it is at that domain. Then you can also create the password. And maybe password. You should always fool these people online because their people are sharp. You have to use strong passwords. Then after default mail category, you can also say it's education. So that means in case anyone sends an email on this email, if you send an email here, it will create posts and posts will appear where? Here, like the hello world we did. So when you say, when you go to compose, the email subject will be the title of the story, title of the post. So this is also something that is needed. You have to keep this email as separate as you keep your passwords. Save. Then, if I go to reading. So reading by default, it depends on your theme. The home page is home, post page, of course, is news. Then you can have blog pages show. Now, if you have very many posts on the blog, if I say /blog, it should bring something because the WordPress is built to bring blogs. Okay, so how about if I said what PHP? There's nothing we can find. It's okay. Okay, it's called news. That's post. I'm just trying to find something about the blog. So different themes have different ways they deal with blog. So whatever that we post will happen under news, and that's how they look like. So here they are saying you can limit it to 10 posts per page. So that at the end, you should have another, when they are 10, you will see next or next page 2, something like that. That's what this one means. So you'll keep tweaking about this. So let me talk about this. And remember I talked about the excerpt. For each post in a feed, you should include excerpt, whereby the excerpt is like a short story or a leading story or main headline. So there's a search engine visibility. So search engine is like SEO, search engine optimization. Maybe usually we deal with Google, whereby you can have to include your Google rankings. Like let's say if I type in Google and I type the word Winfred Mira Luguilo, what will Google give me? Yeah, seeing she's a computer laboratory manager. Winfred Kato, those are other Winfreds. So sometimes the information you find on Google might be yours or might not be yours. So depending on the information that is there. So how about if I put something like Okilia Anton? What will Google give me? Kachumba, Eastern Uganda. So here it might be right, but the photos are not right. So how about if I put this man? Totally. This one is a wild one. This I don't know. You might not find him on the internet. It is, but he's here. I know he's this one. So But I know when you click images, usually you'll find all some similar information. But you can rarely see that this man, it is hard to find him on the internet. So let me try this one. You know, you guys, you have names of Rwanda. So I don't know whether he's the one, but he's software engineer. I've seen. I don't know whether he's the one still. So I don't know what is what. If I click images, if we shall find him. He's also another terrorist on the internet. He's a terrorist. You can't see him. So I'll show you how to deal with it. Now, like now, if you put my name, automatically you get a lot of results because I've been using all this. So even if you go to images, I'm pretty sure that at least you'll find one of my images and something relating to what you see. The images are there. So that is the Google search engine optimization. So how do you deal with Google search engine optimization? Number one, you need to first register the site. So if you say search console, then you go to Google Search Console Tools. So when you go to Google Search Console Tools, you click Start. Maybe it will ask you to first sign in, and I've already signed in, so I'm okay. But I can go to Link Nixon. That's the account I want to use for this. So once I'm there are two methods of verifying if the domain is yours or not. We want to verify this one for tutor, copy. So this one verifies subdomains and ABCD, but while this one verifies the whole site. So we are dealing with a subdomain. That subdomain means that this is the domain, then this is the subdomain. So I'll click continue. It will check the verification, where it might not see anything, but it will tell me that when I go to Cloudflare, press start verification below. So I can start the verification and I see what it will do. Because I use Cloudflare for the DNS, of course, it is now connecting to my Cloudflare account. After that, I will be able to verify that, yeah, I am the one. So it is saying that it wants this text record for Nova Edges with a Google site verification. So when you don't have access to that domain, you can't do it. So you authorize. So once I authorize, the site will go up. Google will see it. Then after doing that, as it is doing this, you'll come here and say, discourage search engine from indexing this site. That means you are blocking search engines like Microsoft, Google from seeing what content you have on a website. So after doing that, you uncheck this and save. But you do this when you know that you have finished the whole site fully. When the website is done and you want it to appear on Google, so that maybe tomorrow when we say the universe company, it will automatically bring the universe company and the link that have tutor something. You'll also see it, but it won't happen immediately. This verification takes some time and it is something very nice. Of course, the domain provider, it will take time to propagate on the DNS. So it takes some time. So we might not do it now. Okay? But that's how they add websites to Google Search Console. That's one. Two, I also would like to go to another module here for discussion. It takes some time, so you might know. So this discussion here, I want you to see something here and take note. you should always allow people, attempt to notify, this one, leave it as this, allow link, that's okay. Allow people to submit comments on a new post. Please uncheck this. Uncheck this because it brings hackers into your website. This is something serious. It's a security measure whereby you find that people are posting things that are even not necessary. Pornography, ABCD. Then that's the only thing I can talk about here. Others are useless because I myself haven't used them. So media. So with media, you can, I don't usually touch this also. I just leave it. Organize my uploads in 2 months and their best folders, which is very, very okay. Permalinks, that's a very good question. So permalinks, these are links. You see this one is a permalink. When I click here, it is showing me that this permalink is for this domain. This post is for 2023, May, this date was 18th. So how about this one from Joseph? It is for 2023, May, 24th is today, and the post title was Hello World. So those are permalinks. So you can scroll down here and you set permalinks. You may either set them as plain and save. So if you put it as plain, how will it look like? You go back and click back, you refresh. So once I refresh and I click maybe this one, it will not show me the other dates. It will show me a post ID, which is post ID here. This one means a post ID. But usually I don't want to waste time here, always put them in the post name structure. So this is a variable called post name, that whatever, you see a post name instead of other variables in the tagging. So meaning if I refresh here, it will remove the post ID to the post name. Okay. So I think that's all for that. Privacy, these are links that you can use to create for privacy and cookie information. Yeah, but here in Uganda, we rarely use these things. So this author thing is something new. May not talk about it because not all sites. This one came with the theme. So, and we will be dealing with different themes. So I think I should also check out here what it is. Interacting with readers, that is search engine optimization, I'm done. Maintenance and security, I've been talking about this, not so? Diving further into the world of WordPress. So this is something that I want to end with, whereby I want to let me even check this as done. So this the training is 100% complete as I talk. So, but diving into WordPress, so we have things like let me get some Microsoft Word here. Someone, in case you have any question, please type it in the chat box so that I can be able to respond to it. So there's what we call API, which means application programming interface. So this one helps people, especially when they are doing integrations of the website. Like now, we can have a currency API. We can have user API. We can have AI integration. We can have, there are so many, but what I'm trying to mean is this. I'm sorry you are not seeing my screen, and it's because you are quiet. So that API Like now we are going to integrate an API that will enable us to sell products online. Okay, I will try to be quick here because of time. I have to travel. So now, what do we need? We need a marketplace. Marketplace. 2, we need a seller. 3, we need a buyer. 4, we need the API. This guy, the API, will be able to help us to sell online when we are seated. So the marketplace is going to be tutor1.novaedges.com. So who is our seller? So our seller, there is a plugin called WooCommerce. So this WooCommerce will deal with the buyer. The buyer is open, it's anyone. Anyone who can buy online. So how are we buying? We are going to use a plugin called Flutter Web Payments. So after when we deal with these, we will be ready to go. Let me start afresh. So I'll go back to our site. I'll go to plugins, add a new plugin. So the plugin I'm adding is the other marketplace, which is WooCommerce. Just type in search WooCommerce. This WooCommerce, it will check in the WordPress repository, and it is by Automatic. It's the company that coded WooCommerce. For details, you can go to woocommerce.com. WooCommerce.com, you'll find that this is the e-commerce platform that grows with you. No matter what success looks like for you, you can do it with Woo. It's open source e-commerce platform that helps merchants and developers to build successful businesses for long term. No credit card, so that means it is free, and we're going to set something small whereby we should be able to buy online. So there is always an online support in case you need support. So you can see images and whatever. That's what we want to deal with. So I will click install. So once I install this plugin, I should be able to activate it. So after activating it, this plugin will give us some added features to our dashboard here. So these added features, we will be able to create a product. Like for instance, I'm going to create a product. Since Madam Winfred likes maybe knitting, we can sell a sweater. You get Okiria? So we can sell a sweater at a certain amount in Uganda shillings, and she should be able to buy. Okay? So, and we'll do a small demo. Let us finish for it to finish the activation. But I want to tell you that we will be able to buy. So it has installed WooCommerce. So this is the setup for the WooCommerce. Because this is the digital market business whereby you want to sell something online while you're at home. If you're doing knitting, if you have agricultural produce and you want to sell them online, if you are selling some notes online, if you are teaching people online, you can use this system to do all of that stuff. So where is your business located? We are in Uganda. Uganda where? Maybe Mundivulyo. What is the address? But I don't know Mundivulyo, so I might say Kampala. People don't fear that your district is not there. It's there. You are sorted wherever you are. So let me use the villages that I know. And maybe I'm in Kauga. Then Kauga still. So this is the email address, and you can get tips on MailChimp if you want. Build a better world. No thanks. We are moving. I hope you are seeing my screen, members. So there is this question: which kind of business are you doing? In which industry does your store operate? Is it fashion, apparel, and accessories? Is it about health and beauty? Are you dealing with electronics and computers, food and drinks, home furniture and gardening, education and learning, or other? So this one depends on what you're doing. Maybe we are dealing with apparel. I will select apparel from the list and click continue. So from here, I'll go to product types. So you might need to deal with downloads in case you are selling software, or in case you are selling school notes. In PDFs, you click downloads. But of course, though the system is open source, there are some contents where they charge you. Like in case you have an association like Chibina, what, for memberships, they will be charging you this amount of money per month to deal with this plugin. For bookings, in case you have like these people who have tourism companies and you want to integrate booking, you deal with this. So, but for us, we are dealing with physical products. So we just click continue. Then after that, we now need to provide more about business. We have free features and what business. How many products do you plan to display? Let's say less than 10. Currently selling elsewhere? No. I'm setting up a store for a client, which is okay, or use. Add recommended business features, which is okay. Leave it checked and click continue. Then once that one finishes, we should be able to find some demo content of the online digital business that we want to set up in a few moments. Okay, this is taking some while, but I'm sure we'll reach there. Okay. It is installing the following plugins: MailPoet, Google Listings, and Ads, Google Ads, Pinterest for WooCommerce. So that's why it is delaying, because it is adding other WordPress functionalities in terms of plugins. So once it is done, it will show us something. So here it's saying, okay, let me continue. I don't know why it had stopped. Yeah, something is coming, something is coming. It is still loading. I'm seeing bad gateway. So meaning there's something that we need to work on in the back end, but I'm sure something has been done. You just delete all the other links and remain on WPIFN admin. At least you should be able to show us something. So leave around this, but you can see WooCommerce installed. You can see if you have orders from different people. Then you should see if your customers, if you created coupons, sell coupons. You can view periodical reports of how you're selling. It has also settings and status. So here we are on orders. There's nothing there. You can also view who your customers are. Of course, we are going to find nothing there. This is the trolley for the shopping cart. Of course, definitely we don't have any customer in the system. So then from there, we should be able to set up products. This is why we can put products, and you see under WooCommerce, this is why you can put products. So we can see all products, or we want to add one product, like let's say a sweater, and now there's nothing here. So let's create a product. Create product. After creating a product, we should be able to give it a price. Then we move. We are going to finish soon. So the product, we are selling a sweater. A sweater. That's the spelling. Let me put a jumper. No, sir, this English. You can put the, this is a description about the product. Something like that. So you scroll down. So we have the regular price and sale price. So you may say the regular price is 1,000. And maybe you are selling it at 5,000. So that it shows a discount. And this thing is virtual. So virtual products are intangible and are not shipped, but it is not virtual. You say virtual maybe when you are selling data online, because data is virtual, it's intangible. So from there, you can save, publish, you will have your product there. If you want, you can keep adding others. So this is the jumper. We can even go ahead and even add a skirt. So this is our product. If you see this link, you can right click and open it in another tab so that you are able to see how the product is looking. It's called the jumper, and it doesn't have an image, and it is being sold at 500 Uganda shillings. But I can put a jumper image here. So we go and download the jumper. On Google, we're going to download the jumper, a good one. Since you guys like that color, can use that one. I want to just get something small, maybe for kids. This is okay. And actually, save images, and they call it jumper. I'm saving it in this folder. So now, even if I close all of these, if I go here in our product, as I was creating it, I can set a product image and I upload. So I want to upload this jumper here, just drag and drop. So it will upload it. You set the product image. Then after that, you can even have other product gallery images. Say that jumper. This one we shall deal with it later. Let me leave it because we are on time. After I update, because I've made changes, so I have to update. So if I refresh here, we shall have something new here. The jumper is there and the name. I've not set categories. That's something simple. This is the description of the jumper. So the next thing to do is to deal with how are we going to pay for this jumper. So I will be in a position to go to the word WooCommerce settings somewhere. Settings. Before going there, I'll need to add a plugin called Flutter Web Payment. So this Flutter Web Payment, I'll search it here and I say this is Flutter Web. Press enter. So it will search into the system. Well, there are two or more than one. But I'm interested in this Flutter Web Payment Gateway for WooCommerce. Yeah, so that's what we're going to use. So you're allowed to install, then activate it. As it is activating, you need to go to flutterweb.com. So this flutterweb.com, you need to sign in case you have an account there. Sign in. Once you sign in, to ask you, of course, the username and the password. So this is my username, and I have a password that I've used for a long time. Okay, this is something nice. So I've logged in because I have very many accounts for people I integrate with. So I have my personal, the one we want to use. So actually it's for Nova for testing. The next thing to do, I'll go to main menu. I want to go to the settings. I'll go to settings. Then I go to API keys. As it brings this, we have a public key. I will copy, click here to copy it. Then you go back to our Flutter Web. You first click here because we want to integrate this Flutter Web Payment with WooCommerce so that we are able to buy the equipment. Okay, so I'll go to payments. We are finishing shortly because we are almost there where we should buy the jumper and we should buy it and it should work. So we have different methods here. We have direct bank transfer, we have check payments, we have cash on delivery. You can integrate this in case you want to do cash on delivery, or if you are very strict, people should buy, you check this, you enable it. So once you enable this guy, it should show this color. You first click save. So after enabling it, we should be able to go to manage. So once you click manage, it is going to ask us some API tools to integrate with WordPress together with the Flutter. Remember what I was showing you. So one, you need to make sure that it is enabled. Two, to avoid situations whereby the network makes it impossible to verify transactions, set your webhook to the URL. So I will copy this and I go here. There's what we call webhooks on Flutter Web. So I will remove what is there and I put that one. So it has a secret. Copy that and save. That is maybe in case they are going to ask us to put the secret. So I've already put it. It's enabled. Title is that, making payments. We are not doing tests, we are live. So that means I will put a live public key, which I will get from API keys from Flutterwave. Public key, copy it. You paste it there. Then it will ask you the live secret key, which is this one, and I also don't know it. So you can generate new API keys. You go to continue, period. You say this is immediately. Your current APIs will expire immediately. So it has sent an authentication code to my email address. And which email address now? Let me check. I've seen an email here. So before you do it, it won't set it minus your authority. So it is here, yeah. The confirmation code to put here on email, it is 4869158, and I generate the new keys. So it will give me the public key, a new one, copy and paste it here. This is live. Secret. You copy this secret key and paste it there. Then after, save the cards, enable payment. No, this one is not good. Autocomplete order after payment. Yes, after you click save. Then if here I go back to the menu. So I think we are done. The only thing is just for me to come here now and refresh. We want to make business now. So the business we want to make is to, I will go to add to cart because I'm buying. After adding cart, the jumper has been added to your cart. Cart is like a shopping bag. So I can click view. So after clicking view, this is my cart and I'm supposed to pay 500. I can either apply the coupon or what. You can either buy more than one or two and update cart. If I update cart here, it will be 1,000 because I'm buying 2 sweaters. Okay, then from there I'm saying proceed to checkout. If I proceed to checkout, the system is going to load and it will bring the order. It will first ask you, who are you? And my name is Nixon Gisha. And I live in Soroti or Mkono. I'm from Uganda and I am in Soroti. Town, Arapai. District, it's already there, Soroti. Phone number 0772669057. Email address, let me leave it as that. Or I say my email address is this. Then after I go up, I say I would like to receive exclusive emails, discounts. It's optional. But remember, we are paying using the Flutterwave. Then you move down and place the order. So once you click press order, the system will now generate a checkout for us. You can see that it's trying to negotiate with the system. So this is the checkout, and there's the order number, the date, total, and payment method is Flutterwave. So now it will immediately load Flutterwave, and it's saying that you are paying Nixon Kamugisha is the merchant or the person having the business, and he's charging you 1,030 shillings. So you have to even pay for transactional charges. okay? And his email address is that one. This is your email address, I mean. Please enter your mobile money details. So I'll put 256754044 I can cash out this money. So once I cash out, I will proceed to payment. So the system will send me an OTP, both on WhatsApp and on email, even on a phone. Already on a phone, I've seen it. And WhatsApp, I haven't seen it, but I can see the verification code on the phone for OTP, and it is 197455. I can validate the OTP. That is the security bit of this system. So after verifying the payment, it has already sent me a link to put the PIN for mobile money. So I will put the PIN and send. After sending, the system should be able to chop the money and it will thank me. Thanks for the payment. And because we didn't set up, already they're showing me that the money has gone 1,030 shillings. So this is the order detail, and you can order again or do whatever, but this is the billing address of the buyer. So from there, of course, what else do you need? If where I can do this, you can do this, and okay, so that means the transaction has been successful, and you can now go ahead, you as the seller, you are able to go to your system and check the orders. Which orders do you have? You have already received an email, that's one, and you've already received the money. So after receiving the money and the email, you should be able to go ahead and contact the client. You see, this Nixon pressed an order, and the order number is 455, and 3 minutes ago, and it is complete. So you can go ahead and see what he ordered, and your money is 1,000. The other 30 shillings, it goes to that company, Flutterwave, as a service charge. So this is order. He paid using Flutterwave with the order number this, and paid on this. And the customer IP address is this. This is the Airtel IP address. This is the date created by that. So this is the order. And he ordered for a jumper, 2 copies of jumpers at this money. So there is already free shipping. So you can also determine on how to put shipping fees if you go to the settings. So subtotal that the Flutterwave fee was already deducted and it has gone to Flutterwave. So this order is no longer editable. You can't edit. You cannot edit it. And before I forget, when you add WooCommerce, it adds other user roles in the system. So now you can change Joseph to be someone who can sell the manager of the shop. Change to shop manager, so that is the one who is able to see who is selling, how are things going. So the question is, how can you be able to withdraw that money? That's a very good question. So you go back to your Flutterwave and you can see the transactions. Today is 24th something. It is not saying something. You can see the money is already here, 1,030 shillings. But the total settlement will be 1,000. So that is the money that will come to the account. So where does it go? The money automatically, it has to go to the bank. Let me see the settings here. It has to go to the bank. Okay, settlement accounts. So it has to go to Stanbic Bank on this account, and it is the primary account. So the system will automatically credit the account with that 1,000. So that's how it works. So you can get to know who your customer is, the customers. I'm seeing Jem Tawasi. This one was something for a long time ago. So, and I've already, I think, used an email that I've ever used to do the transaction. So you can know the balances. How much do you have on the balance? You can see, correction, it is that one. Payout, it is that one that was there. So, and it is in Uganda shillings. So, members, I want to tell you that that's how it is. And after some time, this 1,000 will be deposited on my bank and it will come. So, that's how the system works. And mind, if when you go to novaages.com, we have a link. In case you get a client and they have money on the phone, you can always remove that money by going to pay now. So when you go to pay now, you put the client email address or Kiria at something.org. Then you put the name or Kiria, Anthony. Maybe Anthony is giving us maybe it's 60,000. You can subscribe or pay now. So once you do that, it will generate. Of course, I removed the public key, so it cannot. So it's now seeing tutor 1. So here it can't work. So because this is a the test system, we will delete it after. So I think I'm done for today, and I think we have fully covered a lot. That one is what I believe. And this qualifies us to have the course complete up to 100%. In case you have any question, please raise it before I disappear. It's actually getting dark here. So in case there's no question, you'll type it in the group. Tomorrow at around 10, I'll be able to activate the content, your training rooms, whereby you'll go there and you train. And after training, we shall verify who is the best. And after verifying, we'll be okay. Yes, Winfred says, we thank you. Yeah, even Museveni says, I thank you. So you can allow me stop from here. And I wish you a very good evening. And